Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is going to be continuing the killer game that we've been working on. Now, I'm seeing here that the footsteps, they're kind of loud. Like for example, if I put my character far away, just let my character die right there. If I put my character far away, I can still kind of hear the footsteps a little bit. So I'm just gonna show you how to change the radius of the sounds of the footsteps. So you can go in the humanoid report, the footsteps. Over here you see the roll of max distance. This is how far you can hear it. I'm just gonna change it to 100 because I can really hear it like really far away. Like if I play now, it should sound good. Yeah, the closer I get, I hear it more. If I go farther, I hear it less. So that works. Now the thing I wanted to add was the main menu, or just any type of menu. So I'm gonna make a GUI thing that you can copy, like kind of what I'm gonna be doing. It doesn't have to be the exact same, but I just make it something like what I'm gonna be doing. I finished making the UI. This is the finished product. So we have this voting frame, as you can see here. Let me just disable it, and we have this red play button. It's just gonna you don't have to be the same thing, and I'm probably gonna change it later because it kind of doesn't really look like my likings. But as you can see, the button is in a menu buttons frame, which is just like the screen, and the voting um, is a canvas group, um, just so in case, like, it just allows the UI to not come out of the screen, as you can see. I'm just gonna change the template. This is something you should do too. On the image inside, make sure there's template. This is what the player is going to the player. So this is going to be the display name, like their name. Like for example, my name is Ohad, so it's going to show Ohad like that. And then the image is going to be the player's image. So for example, let me just go to decals. Just imagine that is my face. Um, Now make sure that in case your screen is like weird, like something like this, just make sure in the image all the way down to a scale type, make sure it's set to fit instead of scale. So now when you stretch the image, it's always perfect. You can just disable you can keep this all enabled, just disable the screen GUI, or actually keep it enabled, disable the voting, and just keep the main menu buttons. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add a local script inside, and the script is going to be just make sure take the map out of server storage, the map right here, and in the map make sure there is two spawns, one for the player spawn and another for the killer spawn. You can add a part, call this player spawn, put it somewhere, like I'm just gonna put it somewhere like over here, and I'm actually gonna change the door to the make sure the door part, or I mean in the configuration, make sure killer can open is true and player can open is true if you want. I'm just doing that so it's just easier. And the player spawn is right here, or that's not, the player spawn is right here. You can clone it and put the player spawn over here where the killer's gonna be. You can make these both transparent, can't highlight, false, and anchored. You can put them a little bit in the air so they don't spawn in the ground, like that. Make sure the killer spawn is called killer spawn, like that. You can take both of these and put them inside the map, like that. You can actually take all of the walls and group them into a folder and just name it build, like that. So you have all that. It's all organized. And you can now take the map. What you can do is you can put it into back to where it came from into maps. And the local script what we're going to do is we're going to get the GUI, which is the or get the menu, which is the script.parent. We're going to get the menu button, so local menu buttons. We're actually going to create a function right here. Function wait for, and it's going to be the parent, or it's going to be the child. Over here in the parameters, it's going to be the child, and then comma parent. And what we're going to be waiting for is local child, or child is going to equal to parent, or child name, like that. So local child is going to equal to parent. Find first child, child name, while not child do, and wait. Child is going to equal to this, and we're going to get the attempt. So local attempt is going to equal to 0, and attempt is going to plus equal to 1. And we'll check if attempt or child, then break. And at the end here, we're going to check if attempt is more than, let's say, 200 attempt. Then we're just going to warn too many attempts for finding, comma, child name, comma, and comma, parent dot name, like that. And what we're going to do here is going to write the function wait for, and it's going to take child name, so we're going to take menu buttons, and for the parent, it's going to be menu, like that. And we're going to get the play button. You can actually over here, it's going to be frames. It's going to equal to wait for, but instead of the menu over here, we can just call the menu buttons, and we're going to write play button, because it's the same name as the play button right here. Now what we also want is the voting, so you can also do the same thing here, like that. Now we have all of the frames perfectly organized with this function right here. Now we can get the play button when it's triggered. The player, so local player is going to equal to game get service players dot local player. Local character is going to equal to local player dot character, or local player dot character added. Wait. And when the button is triggered, we're going to want to see if there's a current map in the current map folder. So you can over here you can get local current map is going to equal to wait for. You can copy this current map. I'm going to get the workspace, and if current map find first child of class model, then over here we're just going to get local map is going to equal to this. I'm going to check if map, then we have the map. So what we're going to do is going to teleport the player, so the character, we're just going to pivot to the map, or wait for player spawn, comma, map, like that, C frame. And I just realized something, so we're waiting for the child, but all of these, like all the ones that are actually calling the function, are going to be returning nil. So what we're going to do here at the end, we're just going to return the child right there. And over here you can actually get attempts, max attempts right here, make sure you write that. Local max attempts. If max attempts, then max attempts. If not max attempts, then max attempts equals 200. And we're just going to wait max attempts, so max attempts, like that. So now if we press play, yeah, as you see, we teleported. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Now I just realized something. If you're hiding, and then the killer sees you, he actually does not, like, he stops. So we're going to have to fix that. Now, I know what's happening. So if you go into the AI script of the killer, you see right here, as soon as we stop, we're just waiting 3 seconds. But over here, what you're going to want to do, we're going to write a bool value, which is going to be found player. This is going to equal to nil, like that. And we're going to found player is going to equal to true, or I mean false right here. It doesn't have to be nil. And we're going to just check if not found player, then we can just put this over here. So it waits if we did not see the player. And there's also another thing. So if we're, because the hitbox is covering like the whole door, if we're in front of the door, the killer won't see you if you're inside the door, like right here. Yeah, you see, he does not see us. Like if he starts walking again, yeah, he did not see us. So to fix that, that is actually really easy to fix. In the AI, you can just go to the raycast right here. And what you're going to want to do is, in the filter descendants instances, what you're going to want to do is a num, comma, part in, do a loop like this, and it's going to be a workspace get descendants like that. And what we're going to do, we're going to check if part is a base part, if part transparency is equal to 1, and part can collide is equal to false. Then we're just gonna table insert raycast filter descendants instances comma part, like that. Okay, so that is what it's doing basically is checking if it's a part, and if it is, it's checking if it's invisible and you can go through it. And if you can, then it's making the filter descendant instance, it's adding the part to it. And you can actually erase this, because let's say there's glass or something, then you want him to walk around to you get it. So the spawning works over here. Now what we just want to do is we're gonna want to add the voting when you play the button. So let me create a folder into replicate storage, and this is going to be called game info, and we're going to have a int value over here, which is going to be players in game. It's going to be a 0, and then there's going to be another one called max players. This is going to be this is basically how much players are required to start the game. I'm just going to just make it to 1 because we're playing in studio right now, but you can turn it to 2 once or whatever. Like you can choose. It could be 3, like you want there to be at least 3 people play the game or something. What we're going to be doing is going to check before we spawn the player, so we can just put a over here, say that it's teleporting player in game, like that, but it's actually not changing this value in players in game. What we want to do is over here at the beginning, we're going to get the replicated, and now we're going to want to get the game info. So the game info. Now what we want to do is we're going to check if game info, and we're just going to make this a folder right here, frame, handle group, text bin, folder. Yep. So now what we're going to want to do is going to check if find first child. Let's see if we can find the players in game, like that, dot value. If it's more or equal to 1, then you just want to make it 1 for now, because once because we're playing in studio, but when you publish the game to the public or whatever, you want to make this 2, like that. But we're going to check if it's more or equal to 1, then we can spawn the players in game. But if it's not, then what we're going to do is going to check if there's the max players. So we're going to check, can copy this, else if this, the max players higher than the amount of players in game. So game get service players get players then, and make sure you put a hashtag so it's getting the length of the table, which is going to be the amount of players in game. More players, or it's equal, or make sure you put the equal here. Like if there's enough players in the game, then what we're going to do is we're going to want to put the voting, so voting dot visible equals true, and like that. So, and we're just gonna, that's gonna trigger the voting. Yeah, and as you can see, it's not right here. Nothing's happening. Uh, but over here you can comment this out for now. And what we're also gonna be doing is we're gonna also want the player to show up over here. So the player to be actually coming up. So that is easy to add. What we're just gonna be doing is in the game info, we're gonna want a folder as an players in game. You're also gonna want to call it players in a voting menu like that. If we're in the voting menu, then we're just gonna create local in vote, and the parent is gonna be the game info, wait for child, uh, players in voting menu, and now the in voting menu dot name is going to equal to local player dot name, like that. And now we're going to check once one is added. Okay, so what this is doing here is adding a string, so it's telling the client what is the when a player is in the menu, but this is only working on the client, and there's different clients, so we want it to work on all clients. Script inside the menu GUI, you can just name this server helper, and you can just call this client. What we're going to do is we're going to add a remote event inside the menu, and this remote event is going to be called add player um, add player instance in frame in folder. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna copy this. We're gonna go here and we're gonna check script.parent.add folder.on server event. We're gonna connect the function. It's gonna be the player, comma the type, and so on. So you can paste this here, and it's gonna be a game get service replicated storage dot, and it's gonna be player dot name like that. So that works, but we don't know which one it is, so you can just put type right here. Type. Now this should all work. Now what we just have to do is we're gonna have to tell the server to do it. So menu, wait for child, add player instance in folder, fire server. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get players in voting menu like that, and that is it. So now we're gonna check once players added. So we're gonna go to the game info. We're gonna use an array template is gonna equal to the voting with child players child template clone. Now the parent is gonna be the players right here. So each of those the players, and the template the visible equals true. Template dot name is gonna equal to child dot name. Template dot display name dot text can equal to game get service players get name from user ID. Oh, here we're gonna just from child wait for child name. So it's just making a player to the player's address, so it must exist. And once the player, when we find the player, it's going to be the display name. Like the display name. Everyone has something so that thumbnail image equal to game get service players get user notice. And it's going to be game get service players get user ID from name is using copy this and paste here, and it's going to be in the thumbnail type dot edge dot in the thumbnail size dot option just choose. But this should be all it. Make sure you write this correctly. You can slow down the video if you want to get the everything here. Yeah. So now we're everything is working. Just make sure that the template is not. But if we uncomment this out right here, we're gonna see that when we press play, our character shows up. So that works. Now we actually don't need to. Yeah, as you can see, it works like that. Now it's normal how it's the I'm like the players are coming out of the list because I was predicting that we're only gonna have like around 12 players per game, so like 12 or over here, so could be lower, like 5 or 6, and they'll all fit there. Um, Now make sure that the menu buttons.visible is equal to false after pressing it, so you can't put yourself multiple times. So what you also want to do is you want to check when the player leaves the game or like gets out of the menu. So the child removed. I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna check, and now the template's gonna be checking if we find the child.name template, then template destroy game get service players dot player removing, connect that to a function. It's going to be the player here, and we're just going to copy this, and instead of child it's going to be player.name. There's the folder players in game and the value players in game. Make sure you delete the folder players in game for now, because we're gonna work with that later. Now if we play the game and we press play, our character showed up. If we leave the game, or you won't see it because we're going to be leaving the game, I just reset my character. Yeah, you don't really see it, but it does remove. Now, in the next episode, I know this was really short and we didn't learn much, but in the next episode we're going to be learning actually how to be making a voting system and making the map load by the voting system. So I hope you like this video. Now, I don't say this often, but please subscribe and like the video. It really helps me to motivate me to make other episodes like this. But in the next episode, the voting, we're going to be also in future episodes. Don't forget the shop system. With the marketplace service where people can buy stuff with Robux. Not only Robux, there's gonna be also like stuff you can buy with cash and stuff. Next episode, I'm hoping to make it either today or tomorrow. It's gonna be coming really soon because this episode was kind of short. But we are going to be making the voting system, and it's going to have like a votes count